In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake caliper on this Ford E-350, located right behind your rear wheel, so let's get started. If your vehicle has hubcaps, use a pry bar and gently pry the hubcap off from the side. Try to push it in as far as you can. Otherwise, if you pry right on the edge, it might break off. Remove it. Now use a 22mm socket to remove all 8 lug nuts and then pull the wheel off. Now you should be able to remove the wheel. With a 21mm socket and an extension, go over the leaf spring and remove the top caliper bracket bolt. We can't remove the slider pin bolt to remove the caliper just because of the clearance here. Take this all the way out. There's another one at the bottom. Hold the caliper and remove that one. Take the caliper off. In order to not hang it by the brake hose, have a bungee cord ready so you can hook it on the leaf spring. Now on the workbench with the caliper, we have to prepare it for installation. I'm going to just pull this apart like that. This will separate the caliper from the bracket through the slider pins. We're going to set the caliper part aside. We're going to focus on the bracket side. We have to lubricate the areas where the anti-rattle clips go and just add a little bit of grease to the boots. Put a thin layer of either brake grease or silicone paste, but if you're using silicone paste, make sure it's rated for brakes. That way it can withstand the higher temperatures that the brakes operate at. Take the anti-rattle clips and slide them on. If they don't seem like they fit, it's probably because you have the wrong side. There we go. We'll do the same on the other side. As for the boots, all I'm going to do is take my brush with some silicone paste and just stick a little bit of grease in the folds of the boot. That's a little bit too much, but I'll work it in there. Do the same on the other side. Take the caliper, slide it over the bracket, over those pins. Press this on. You want to make sure in here that the boots are fully seated. It's easy for them to not seat, and if they don't, water will get in and wash out the grease. From the old caliper, let's remove the pads. Simply press them inward and wiggle them until they pop out. Do the same with the inner pad. There it is. As for the pads, the inner pad has 2 humps on the backing shield. Just slide it into the bracket. You may need to pry on the anti-rattle clips a little bit to allow this pad to slide in all the way. There we go. And do the same on the outer pad. Take your caliper and slide it over the rotor. Have your 2 bolts ready. And tighten this up. The torque on these 2 bolts is 166 foot-pounds. Remove the banjo bolt with the 2 new washers from the new caliper. Remove 1 washer from the banjo bolt, but leave 1 on. With a collection bucket underneath, remove the 15mm headed banjo bolt off of the old caliper. Take the brake hose with that new copper washer on the banjo bolt, stick it through. Make sure that neither of the old copper washers stuck to the brake hose. Put the other new washer on the other side and start threading this into the caliper. Snug it up so it stops leaking. Torque this to 30 foot-pounds. At the top of the caliper, remove the cover for the bleeder screw. And with a 10mm wrench, open it up. That way gravity can pull fluid through and push the air out. This is called a gravity bleed. After this procedure is done, you may need to do a full manual brake bleed. You'll see how to do that at the end of the video. But the gravity bleed should take care of most, if not all, of the air that's in this caliper, and it'll push it out. But of course, if you still feel that you have air in the system, perform a full manual brake bleed just to be safe. For now, let's wait for a steady trickle of fluid to come out of this caliper. Okay, I have a steady trickle of fluid coming out of this bleeder screw. I'm going to give this a couple twists to make sure there's no air trapped behind it. And I'm going to close it off now. Give it a quick snug. These don't need to be extremely tight. They can break easily. Clean everything off with brake parts cleaner. And cap this off so it doesn't get clogged up. Now pump up the brake pedal. Let's top off the master cylinder. Let's put the wheel back on. Reinstall all 8 lug nuts, bottom them out in a cross pattern to seat the wheel evenly, and then torque them also in a cross pattern to 148 foot-pounds. A 148 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Here we go. Double check them if you want. Other than that, if you have a hubcap, go ahead and place this on, making sure that you line up the cutout with the valve stem, otherwise it won't go on. Tap it on. And there you have it. Job is done. Take it for a road test. Open the hood and you'll see that on the driver's side, right next to the coolant overflow, you'll have your brake master cylinder reservoir. If it has a lot of debris on it, wipe it down. Mine's a little bit dirty, but it's also very stained. So this isn't really dust that's gonna fall into it. Open up the cap. If you look closely at the cap, you'll see that it says to use .3 brake fluid. I know this one's kind of dirty, but you should be able to see it on yours. I have a vacuum pump with a collection receptacle on it, and what I'm going to use this for is to remove the old fluid that's in the reservoir. If you have anything else that's going to remove this brake fluid, go ahead and use that. Just remove as much as you can out of this reservoir. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to get out of it, so I'll stop right there. Now take some new .3 brake fluid and fill up the reservoir. That's full right there, up to the max line. Let's cap it off. We are now ready to start the bleeding sequence on this van, and the first wheel you want to start at is the right rear. After you've bled that one, go to the left rear, do the same thing. Now that we've done the rear axle, top off that master cylinder to make sure it stays plenty full. Then you go to the right front, you bleed that caliper, and then lastly the left front. Top off that master cylinder again since you've bled another 2 calipers, and then check the pedal. Make sure it's nice and firm when you pump it up with the engine off. If you're unhappy with how the pedal feels or you think you have more air left in the system, repeat the bleed in the same sequence until you are satisfied with the bleed. Now this is the right rear caliper. We're gonna have an assistant in the vehicle ready to pump up that brake pedal and create pressure in the system. After they do that, they're gonna hold the pedal so that pressure is applied, and then I will break the bleeder screw free to release any air. Go ahead and pump. All right, they're holding pressure. I have a little hose that is attached to a collection receptacle so I don't spill fluid anywhere. Using a 10mm wrench, open up that bleeder screw. There we go, we got some air. Pedal hit the floor, go ahead and pump again. We're just going to repeat this process until there's no more air coming out of the bleeder screw. Okay, holding pressure. Okay, hit the floor, go ahead and pump again. All right, open it up. Hit the floor, go ahead and pump again. This one was clean, so we'll do it one more time. All right. Oh, I got an air bubble. Go ahead and pump again. All right, this is clean. Go ahead and pump again. Perfect. You can let go of the brake pedal now. I had 3 clean bleeds in a row, nice fresh fluid, so this is all set. I'm going to wipe off any remaining brake fluid here. You can use some brake parts cleaner and spray this down. And of course, if you had the little rubber cap, go ahead and plug up the bleeder screw so it doesn't get clogged up. Now we're going to do the same thing to the left side rear, then we'll top off the master cylinder and move to the front. I topped off the master cylinder and I'm at the right front caliper, so we're going to bleed this one. Go ahead and pump. Okay, holding pressure. This is a 3/8 bleeder screw now, so we'll get that wrench on there, open it up.
Floor.
All right, hit the floor, go ahead and pump again.
Holding. Floor.
All right, pump again.
Holding. Floor.
Perfect. You can let go of the brake pedal. We had several nice clean bleeds in a row here, fresh fluid. So once again, wipe all of this off. If you had brake fluid dripping down the caliper, use brake parts cleaner to rinse that off. And the last caliper in this sequence is going to be the left front caliper, so go ahead and bleed that one. With everything done, top off the master cylinder one last time. Make sure it's full all the way up to that max line. You can see that on the side of the master. And of course, cap it off. Now, if you're unhappy with how the brake pedal feels and you think you need to bleed again, do it in the same exact sequence, all 4 wheels, or all 4 calipers, I should say, until you are satisfied. Then top it off once again and put the wheels back on. 148 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.